the purpose of this film, we shall assume that the events you have just seen have actually occurred. A nuclear war is in progress. Ireland hopes to avoid direct attack, but cannot avoid the delayed effect of radioactive fallout. The great cloud of a nuclear explosion is carried along by the wind, and as it goes, it drops radioactive dust onto the ground below. This dust emits rays which cannot be seen or felt, but which are a danger to life, even many hundreds of miles from the site of the explosion. Ordinary dwelling houses can give protection against these rays, making all the difference between life and death. Each householder must select a suitable refuge room in his own house and add extra protection by placing heavy materials at windows, on the floor above, and other weak points. Fallout is a short-lived hazard, and people need not stay in refuge for more than about 2 days. Civil defense, with its nationwide network, will give every assistance to the public in their efforts to lessen the effects of fallout radiation. In every Irish home, there should be a copy of Bós Beatha. Everyone should read this publication thoroughly and keep it carefully. Follow its instructions and you will stay alive. The Bailey Lighthouse in Dublin Bay will be the collecting point for all initial offshore fallout measurements taken by lighthouse keepers and lightship men with the instruments they have been trained to use. This information is passed by radio and telephone to the Civil Defense National Control Center. This and other information will be plotted at national control and a watch kept on the developing fallout situation. It is from national control that warnings are broadcast to the nation.
Radio Telefíséireann. We are interrupting this program to issue a special bulletin. The time now is 9:15 a.m. The following announcement was issued a few moments ago by the Department of Defense. Nuclear explosions have occurred in a number of places abroad, including Britain, and radioactive fallout is expected to reach the east coast of Ireland about 4 hours from now, that is 1:15 p.m. It's estimated from the forecast of wind conditions that it will reach the western counties in later afternoon. People in all areas should take final preparations for taking refuge. RTE will be broadcasting further information as it becomes available. That's the end of this special announcement. Stay tuned to this station for further bulletins.
Glory be to God, what's going to become of us? All these countries at war. We want no part of it. And this terrible dust spreading over our country, even as far as this. Pat, you're not listening. Children are nearly out of their minds with worry, and all you do is sit there dreaming. Where do you think you're going? Abandoning your family at a time like this? Talmud, don't you know that you're needed here?
They're your children, half out of their minds. And if you'd listened a bit closer in the last few weeks, you'd be less excited. You forget I'm a Civil Defence Patrol Warden, and I've been doing something about fallout protection. John and I have almost completed our refuge room. We're in it. All that should be done has been done. Why do you think I had you buy all those groceries? And why do you think we stored all that water? Why?
I know, Pat, it's just that no matter how long it takes for something to happen, when it does happen, it's always unexpected. I know everything is almost ready here now, and you've got an important job to do, so you go ahead and do it. I can manage here all right.
That's better. I'm only one of thousands of patrol wardens all over the country, and they all have families to take care of as well. They're supposed to keep in contact with the people in their areas, and that's what I'm going to do now. Abandoning.
Are you sure you've covered everything? Between us, we must contact everybody in the area.
Oh, Michael has gone up to the Tracy's. They're the only ones who don't have a radio and they might not know.
That's good. Yes, 35 houses. It looks as if all the people around here have been contacted. Did you check that everyone in the 35 houses has a copy of the booklet? You know it means exactly what it says. Life or death.
Well, the main points are repeated in Friday's newspapers and on the radio and TV since.
Each of you make certain that everybody in this townland stays tuned to their radio. I'm off again. In a place like this, you have to think of livestock as well as people. I'll see how the farmers are doing.
Radio Telefisheren. The time now is 12:30 p.m. Here are advance fallout warning instructions for counties Wexford, Wicklow and Dublin. Fallout is expected in these counties at 1:30 p.m., approximately 1 hour from now. Stay tuned to this station. We'll be broadcasting further information as it becomes available.
Hello there, Pat. Come to check up on me, I suppose?
I hope you have your homework done this time.
I have indeed. We haven't been altogether idle since the danger was announced. The two lads have done their share in protecting livestock. The walls of the cow-byre are solid concrete, so with this bit of building up, they should give good protection. Pity about the roof, though. We'll do what we can about overhead shielding inside. But sure, if it rains or if there's a good wind, there won't be much of the dust left on the roof anyway. These sacks that Tom is filling with clay are intended for blocking up the doors later on. We have covered up the well to the best of our ability. That's more for our own sakes than for the cattle. It's our only source of water. That hay in the shed should be okay afterwards. The outer edge may be contaminated, but we can cut that off. As you can see, we've used all the sacking and tarpaulins that we have to cover up the machinery and so on, so that we won't have the trouble of trying to wash the dust off them later.
Better than I expected, Ned. And that's the general pattern around here. We'll get through this all right. Let's have a look inside the house.
All over the country, civil defence patrol wardens like Pat Joyce are making certain that the people in their areas have taken the necessary precautions. And along the east coast, Gardaí and wardens are anxiously watching their radiation meters for the first indications of the arrival of fallout. The danger from radioactive fallout is the same for the city as for the countryside. The precautions taken in Ned O'Carroll's farmhouse would be much the same as the arrangements now being urgently completed by householders in Dublin.
I never thought I'd see rationing again. Then the shopkeepers had to do as the Taoiseach asked and give everybody a fair share. The tin stuff's best, dust-proof and doesn't take much preparing. Just as well since we only have the gas ring. They'll have to make do with light meals. Yeah, well, it won't do them any harm. Well, it's a man's world. Easy knowing the mess it's in.
Well, talking about mess, I've just finished blocking up the window. So when you're finished charging around, you can clear up. I don't have to bother about the fireplace. That acts as a ventilator. The bit of dust that comes down there won't do anyone any harm at all. Tom's covering the water tank and filling the bath with water. Then we go through this list again, and then we can sit down and wait.
Radio Telefisheren. The time now is 1:30. Here are final fallout warning instructions for the counties Dublin, Wicklow and Wexford. Final fallout warning for Dublin, Brittis, Bray, Roundwood, Wicklow, Rathdrum, Arklow, Gorey, Manamolin, Wexford, Tom Haggart, Folksmill, Enniscorthy, Donard, Hackettstown, Carnew, Kilteely. Fallout is now imminent at all places within 10 miles of these towns. All persons within these areas should take cover immediately. Stay tuned to this station.
What am I dawdling here for? If fallout has reached the east coast, then it's on its way here. That means at the most we've got 3 hours. You can finish off here while I go round to the post warden.
Okay, don't be long. I used to joke about your father's civil defence. I'm glad now we have some inside information handy. I hope he gets back safe and soon.
Hello. Hello, yes? Hello, Jim Burke here. Post Warden Lima 4. Yes, Jim Burke, Lima 4. District Warden, please. Hello, Larkin. Jim here. All my patrol wardens have checked in and everything is running smoothly here. Pat Joyce is with me now. We have about an hour left, I gather. I'll issue my own warning. The church bell, all right? Yeah. Goodbye. We have about an hour left, Pat. We should have the advance warning any minute now. You know the drill for the final warning.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll have a last tour around my area now and make sure everything's all right.
Okay, best of luck.
Aye, we've made good progress. Although I know now we should have started earlier. We had the advance warning 10 minutes ago. The next warning will be our last one.
Ah, you'll be finished in time.
The cattle are all in now, and we'll be milking them before the danger starts. After that, it'll be the lads' job to run out and do the job when they can. Up there, up, up.
You're well prepared, Ned.
Oh, dear,
You've done all you can.
Up, 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 up. Shut that door, Tom.
People who have completed their preparations can now relax. Refuge rooms selected, food, water and other supplies laid in, extra shielding placed in position, livestock under cover and protected as far as possible. Machinery, wells, fodder, seed and so on covered against contamination. These people can relax. So to some extent can the patrol wardens. They have covered their areas with the advance warning, and as the fallout is carried nearer each area, the post wardens have to be prepared to record the first faint readings of fallout on their survey meters.
Radio Telefisheren. Here are final warning instructions for counties Sligo, Galway, Mayo, Roscommon. Final fallout warning for Riverstown, Boyle, Castlerea, Cloonmore, Ballyhonus, Dunmore, Kilbegney, Caltra, Carrowkeel, Ardrahan, Machra. Fallout has arrived or is imminent at all places within 10 miles of these towns.
The bell's ringing. That's your father. He never leaves anything to chance. If anybody missed it on the radio, they'll hear the bell.
Times of fallout arrival and later readings of fallout maximum are reported by post wardens through their districts and sub-counties up to County Control Centre. Here, the County Controller and his staff plot and analyze the reported fallout information. Scientific officers work out the future radiation intensities, and from these they can estimate when people may leave refuge rooms and to what extent their time in the open must be limited subsequently.
Radio Telefisheren. Here is a further announcement on the position regarding fallout in this country following the series of nuclear explosions which caused devastating damage in Britain early today. Large areas of the country are now blanketed by fallout, and the public must continue to take the precautions which were outlined in earlier broadcasts. Fallout has now reached its highest intensity in the western counties. At the same time, there are indications that it is lessening slightly along the east coast. The refuge period will last at least 2 days, and people are advised they must not leave their refuge rooms until they get written notice from their warden or the Gardaí. We shall continue to broadcast further advice at regular intervals. Stay tuned to this station.
Is everything finished now, Pat? Are you in with us for good?
Yes, I'm in with you now. And I hope everybody else is in too. I'll tell all the people in my area when they can go out. In the meantime, it's the same for me as everybody else. Sit and wait. It occurred to me that a prayer wouldn't be out of place at a time like this. God grant an early end to this war and protect all of us in our country and everywhere else. from this dangerous dust.
To which we might add, God helps those who help themselves.